And welcome to Officer Oil. I'm your host, Scott McAdoo. I'm a police first responder. I currently serve the community as a community outreach officer for a local department in Maryland. And outside of police, I'm also a certified AMSOIL dealer. When I'm not fighting crime, I am fighting friction. So I'm here doing an oil change, a gear oil change on my 2020 KTM 300 XC-W TPI two-stroke. Brand new bike, currently have 27 hours on the bike, and I did my first oil change at a little over 6 just after break-in. However, I recently hit some really deep water, and just to be sure, I want to get that gear oil changed out just in case I had any water intrusion. And I think I'd sleep a lot better at night just knowing that I did that. I'm probably okay. I won't know until we crack the drain plug and take a look, but this guy holds less than a quart, so I figure it's just really not worth it. So the book recommends every 40 hours, so I'm not too far off, but I just want to get that changed to know that we're good to go. So what we're going to be using today is we're going to be using the AMSOIL Dirt Bike 10W50, synthetic dirt bike 10W50 motorcycle oil, which was specifically designed for those horrible off-road riding conditions that a lot of people do, that I do myself. Find myself in a lot of tight technical, rocks, mud, deep water. A little embarrassed by that. It got deep really fast, and I was able to pull through though. The bike didn't shut off. And but what this is going to do, it's going to just give you maximum protection for a transmission, for the engine. This will work in two-stroke gearboxes as well as four-stroke, where it's going to be a wet sump system where you get protection for, you need the oil for the transmission as well as for the engine. So you're going to protect your gears better. It's going to run cooler. It's going to keep things cleaner. And it's really going to help reduce the heat. The heat's going to come down significantly. And another huge benefit is you're going to get that constant clutch feel, which is very important. So when you're racing, drop that whole shot, so you're starting off the line, or when you're cruising through those tight technical situations, you're going to have that finger on that clutch and you're going to be working through, and you want to be in that friction zone. So that's where we're going to have maximum control over the bike and control rear wheel slippage. So this is designed to give us that biggest benefit there and protect those clutches. So we did a little test. And we actually went head-to-head with another OEM leading brand just to show how we compared. I'll show you that here. So as you can see here, we did a test with a CRF 450 dirt bike, and they did simulated starts, so whole shot starts. And after just 16 starts with the leading OEM oil, you can see there was a lot of discoloration and wear on those clutch plates, where with the AMSOIL, even after 32 starts, it would still look great. It was still nice and clean, very little wear. So just a testament to the quality that you're going to get with AMSOIL. So we're running the 1050 dirt bike oil here, all right, which is a JASO MA spec, as you can see. Now the book calls for, the owner's manual calls for a 15W50 JASO MA2 spec. You may ask, why am I running this when the bike calls for a 1550 and this is a 1050? Well, I went round and around with AMSOIL. I took this to the top, right up to our top technical service product designers, folks that actually built and designed the product. And they assured me that for my application, the 1050 dirt bike oil is going to be the best recommendation for sure. So don't let that 10 fool you versus the 15. The 10, all that is going to give you the W. Think of the W as winter. And all that's going to do is give you better cold flow performance. So a 10 will flow faster cold than a 15. A 5 would flow faster cold than a 10. A 15 would flow faster cold than a 20, and so on. So I'm going to get better cold flow, but also get maximum fuel economy, because it's not going to have to work as hard to push it to move that fluid when things are really cold. So the 50's a 50's a 50. So at operating temp, a 50's a 50's a 50, so that's a push. But at cold temps, I'm gonna get that benefit by having the 10. Also, remember what I'm doing is out in the woods. I'm doing tight technical. That MA2 spec is designed a little more for the street. And for my application, the MA is going to be perfect for what I'm doing. So this is gonna be our best recommendation, outstanding product. But let's go ahead and get things changed out here. First thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna warm your bike up. Go for a little ride, cruise around the backyard, just get the gears turning and create some heat, so that fluid will come out a lot easier than when you're doing it cold. So I've already done that. The bike is nice and warm, and we want to get down here and I want to pop this drain or the fill plug out so we can create a little better vacuum, break that vacuum seal actually. And so when I go around and pull the plug, I'm going to get better flow out. All right, so I want to clean up my work area. Highly recommend using the AMSOIL parts cleaner. Outstanding. It's got a really strong stream to it. You get 19 ounces versus a typical 14-ounce can. It's not gonna leave any residue. Chlorinated formula, dries very quickly. It's gonna remove all that grease, grime, and dirt and oil. So I always keep it around because it's perfect for just spraying down. Just give it a little squirt. And I just clean everything up because I don't want any dust, any dirt, or any contaminant falling in the transmission. That could be really bad. So let's get that all cleaned up. All right. So now I got that clean. And then we're going to go around to the other side of the bike. I'm going to show you this here. There we go. So now we're going to pull the bike around, go to the other side, clean up my work area, and pull that drain plug out. Let's go ahead, while we're here, let's go ahead and crack this. And look at all that grime in there. So be very careful when you wipe this. Make sure you really be very, very careful not to let any of that get in there. That can ruin a transmission. All right, so that is all clean. And then all that gunk around that O-ring there. And that's just from normal riding, folks. So give it a little squirt, very little, clean all that up. There we go. All right. So now I know that's clean. Dries very, very fast. All right. So I'm just gonna set that. Back there just so I don't lose it. All we need to do is just break that vacuum seal a little bit. So let's go ahead and spin the bike around and get it drained out. All right, so the drain plug is right under here. You can see it. It is right there is the drain plug. So what we want to do first, there's gonna probably be some dirt and debris down there. So I'm gonna use my brake parts cleaner, get that area all cleaned up, and we'll pull the plug out. Outstanding parts cleaner. Give that a shot. And then just go in there, try to wipe up as much as you can. All right. Just to kind of prep the area a little bit. So I did a little home engineering, grabbed an old laundry detergent container and just snipped it up. Last time I did this, had oil. Oil comes out, your gravity, you've got a nice lean to it, but the oil comes out, it kind of runs along your skid pan a little bit. So I thought this might help. They do make some other a little more professional tools to help make it a cleaner job. But I was going to give this a shot and see how it worked and get this thing cracked off. So it's a 13 mil socket right in here. Get that in there, right there, we go. Lefty loosey. And here she comes. Yuck. Black, black, black. Very milky and black. Yeah, I think I got some water in there. I think this was a good call, me changing it. I really do. Very milky. So let that drain out. Let that drain out a bit. Get the new oil in there. All right, so very milky fluid. So I am convinced that I got water in there. So everything seems to be running fine. I hope I didn't cause any major damage. I'm really thankful I had the AMSOIL in there to protect against that. It's going to resist water damage and water contamination better than anyone else out there. So let that keep dripping. Got my drain plug, just some clutch debris on there. All right, not uncommon. I'll wipe that down. Wipe that off. And then use my parts cleaner to clean it up. All right, nice and shiny clean. Let that dry. Give it a little wipe. Give it a little wipe there. Alright. And so what I think I'm going to do, since I had all that water in there, I'm going to just reinstall this, use the same gasket, the same crush washer, reinstall this, put some new AMSOIL in there, some new AMSOIL 1050. Just run it real briefly, and I think I'm going to change it again just to make sure I get everything out of there. Go ahead and put that back in. Alright, here we go. And just give it a little snug. I'm not going to torque it down. Nice and snug. Pull that out. My little homemade funnel actually worked really well. I have no oil on my skid pan this time. All right. We got that all buttoned up. Okay, got the drain plug installed. Go ahead and add in the AMSOIL. So I've got a little left over in this. Use that up first. Get that liquid gold in there. Let that one drip in. Alright, it's been dripping for a little bit. Most of that out. Go ahead and I'm gonna bring it down. So again, 0.85 quarts. So I'm gonna get it down to right about 9 ounces left when I factor in the 4 that I put in from that. That's probably about pretty good. Right there. Yeah. Give it a little wipe. Put my cap back on. let that drip in. Let that drip in a little bit. So again, I think what I'll do is I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to run it for a little while and then go ahead and change it again, and just to be sure. But just to be sure I got all that water out of there. So, but if you're a do-it-yourselfer like me and you want to start experiencing the AMSOIL advantage like I did 12 years ago, I've never looked back, I highly recommend you become one of our preferred customers. And as a preferred customer, you will save 25% off of the retail price, and they're going to drop ship it right to your door, free shipping, anything over $100. Great program. Many of my police coworkers, my parents, love you mom, love you dad, neighbors, friends, they're preferred customers. Wonderful program. If you're maybe you have a parts store and you'd like to offer AMSOIL to your clients, give you that nice competitive advantage because we're not sold everywhere. And we're gonna give you, start out with 30% off of retail, plus you're gonna earn the wonderful 4% co-op credit cash back that you can use for signage and advertising and t-shirts and gear and shop tools. Great program. If you're an installer or even a commercial fleet, you start out at 30% off of retail, and with the option to earn up to 40% off with your purchases throughout the year. So great program. If you want to move forward, please follow the link below, officeroil.com, www.officeroil.com. Please like the page, please subscribe, please comment below if you have any questions. Happy to reach out to you, happy to answer your questions. But if you get onto another AMSOIL, if you get to the AMSOIL page, not through my website, they're going to ask you, how did you hear about us? Please list my name. My name is Scott McAdoo, and that's MCADOO, and list my referral number, and that's 164-9274. Again, 164-9274. By doing that, it really helps supports me, my family, and just it's what I do outside of work in police community outreach. So we really would appreciate your support. So thanks again. Again, please comment if you have any questions, or I'll be happy to answer them. And look forward to running this just for a little bit, and then I'm gonna change it out again just to make sure I got all that water out of there. So thank you, and Officer Oil signing off.